School committees are school partners in improving the quality of education services. Ministry of Education and Culture in 2016 states that the partnerships program through the school committee aims to strengthen the fabric of partnerships between schools, families, and communities in supporting learning environments that can develop the full potential of children, increasing the involvement of parents or guardians in supporting the success of children's education at home and at school, and increasing community participation in supporting education programs in schools and in the community. However, in reality, many school committee members do not yet understand the functions and roles in advancing the quality of education. Then there is the reluctance of the community to participate in developing and empowering school committees as a form of creating a participatory relationship between the community and the school. A number of researchers found that the school committee has run well, but a number of other researchers found that the school committee couldn't run well. A research done by Bambang Sumitono, Nora Mislan, and Hamdan summarizes all participants' responses to the 5 questions about the school committee. The response of the question was similar for all groups. More than half perceived that the school committee was not an independent body. The response was really interesting, particularly from principals who were the first in the school who knew about the decree that stated the committee is an independent body. It seemed that the majority of participants' responses could be based on the reality they actually experienced about the school committee. They saw that the committee was not independent. Instead, they perceived the committee as being dependent on the school, that the committee was not considered an independent body, reflected the power relations that existed in most state secondary schools. Parents are the foremost people and first as teachers for children. Active parental participation in supporting and seeking to improve the quality of children's education, both formal and informal, is very important. The relationship between children and parents is one of the foundation factors of a child's growth and development, which include feelings, thoughts, and behavior. The better the quality of the child's relationship with parents, the better the child's growth and development. In all partner districts, Innovasi works with various stakeholders, including parents and the community. Innovasi was initiated a meeting with all parents of students from grade 1 to grade 6 in a number of parent schools in a multi-grade pilot program in several schools in Sukapura District, Probolinggo, Regency, East Java. The meeting was held on 5 until 7 March at SDN Wonokerto 2, SDN Sariwani 2, SDN Ngadisari 2, and SDN Sukapura 3 separately. Some partner schools in the multi-grade pilot program have similar characteristics, where they have a fairly small numbers of students ranging from 40 to 60 for the total number of children from grade 1 to grade 6. It is common on these schools if during the season certainly children do not attend school for several days to accompany parents to the fields or to the market. PAMONG is an abbreviation of Education by the Community, Parents, and Teachers. This project is a joint project between the Indonesian government and Innotech, Educational Innovation and Technology, and CMO, Southeast Asian Ministers of Education Organization. This project was held with a background that almost half of the number of children in Southeast Asia cannot complete education in elementary school. For this reason, the following solutions are proposed to solve them. First, double or triple the use of skill buildings. 2. The size of the class. 3. Reducing student learning time. 4. Students only study half the school time. 5. Increasing the ratio between teacher and student.
Okay, here I'm going to explain about innovation in education in worldwide community. For UNICEF, innovation in education can come from technology, but it can also be found in processes, services, programs, and partnerships. To qualify as an innovation in education, UNICEF looks for this criteria: effectiveness, traction, and scale. And effectiveness: does the innovation improve educational opportunities for children most often left behind? And for traction: does it solve problem? Is it easy to use? And does it appeal to users and donors? And scale: can it be calibrated for use in multiple contexts while remaining cost effective? But the panel also talked about the principles at the foundation of the innovation unit's work. The principles emphasize the importance of designing with users, not just for them, working in open collaboration and learning from failures. The next things is I'm going to explain about learning resources. There are two types here that I'm going to explain. The first one is traditional learning resources. Traditional education, also known as back to basics, conventional education, or customary education, refers to long established customs that society traditionally used in schools. Some forms of education reform promote the adoption of progressive education practices. A more holistic approach which focuses on individual students' needs and self-control. In the eyes of reformers, traditional teacher-centered method focus on rote learning and memorization must be abandoned in favor of student-centered and task-based approaches to learning. Traditional resources include any textbook and workbooks used in classroom. For example, language arts classrooms almost always have literature textbooks, writing textbooks, even vocabulary and spelling workbooks. In addition to this, traditional resources also include any supplemental reading material, like novel, poems outside of the textbook. This material can really help to introduce new concepts to your student. For example, when learning the concept of theme, a literature textbooks can provide numerous reading material all displaying theme in different types of literature. In the same way, workbooks can give some useful basic practice activities for new vocabulary words or even writing activities that might be difficult for students. Then, when mastery is shown on a basic level, a teacher can introduce more challenging material related to that concept. To evaluate these traditional resources, most important aspect is to make sure you choose material within the resource that appropriately relates to your learning objective. Most textbooks and workbooks have already been designed to align with the certain educational standards and are therefore very reliable in regards to addressing classroom goals. Still, it is important to be sure to choose material within the textbook that matches your specific learning objective. And the second, innovative. Innovative is a sort of learning with similar meaning with creative learning, by which the learners elicit change, renewal, reorganization, and a series of new questions. Learn learn more in on the relationship between creative learning, creative teaching, and roles of creative teachers. So innovative is related to creative learning, creative teaching, and roles of creative teachers. Also learning in which primary focus is on how information is structured and delivered outside the traditional role relationships seen in academic and experiential models of learning. Uh, Innovative learning's concept supports students to reason on potentials to change, renew, reorganize, and develop new perspectives on the observed issue. The concept of innovative learning invokes the idea of change on every aspect of learning, the learning objectives, the learning process, and its outcomes. Okay, I think that's all for my explanation. I hope you can understand well. Thank you very much.